I used to avoid the sun. Wrinkles, skin damage, heat, all the things we've been warned about for decades. But after turning 50, I hit a wall. No energy. My mood was dull, my joints ached, and no amount of multivitamins or morning walks seemed to help. I was existing, not really living. Then one day, almost by accident, I spent 10 quiet minutes in the sun, barefoot, sitting on my porch, coffee in hand. That simple act changed everything. I didn't expect much. I certainly didn't expect what came next. But those 10 minutes became the most healing part of my day, and the ripple effects were nothing short of shocking. So if you've hit that fog after 50, stay with me, because I'm about to share what happened when I added just 10 minutes of daily sunlight into my life. We often underestimate the power of small things. A smile from a stranger, a good night's rest, a kind word at the right moment, and sunlight. Well, we've been taught to fear it, but after 50 something shifts. Our bodies and minds don't respond the same way they used to. We fatigue easier, we sleep harder, and our moods, they can dip for no obvious reason. That's where the sun comes in, not as a magical fix, but as a gentle invitation. See, I wasn't trying to biohack my body, or jump on some trendy wellness challenge. I just wanted to feel better, clearer, lighter, more grounded, so I decided to try something that felt ancient, something our ancestors did naturally, before alarm clocks and artificial lighting, before news alerts hijacked our mornings. I gave myself 10 minutes of morning sun, not as a chore, but as a gift, and what I discovered was deeper than I imagined, more than just a vitamin D boost. Those 10 minutes became a window into a better way of aging, a more peaceful, present, and energized version of myself. Let me take you through what happened. Let me paint the picture for you. I'm 66 now, but this story starts when I was 52. At the time, I was working part-time, still juggling household tasks, trying to find that new normal after the kids had flown the nest. I wasn't unhappy, but I wasn't quite joyful either. Each morning looked the same, a rushed cup of coffee, emails buzzing, maybe a scroll through the news headlines, always bad, and then a general fog settling over the rest of the day. By lunchtime, I felt drained, my joints ached, my eyes were tired, my chest often felt tight, and I found myself sighing, a lot. I chalked it up to aging. You know the usual, this is just what happens after 50, but inside, I knew something wasn't right. I was sleeping 7-8 hours a night, eating fairly healthy, and yet, I felt gray, emotionally and physically, like something was missing. One morning, I woke up particularly low. I didn't want to open my laptop, didn't want to check the news, didn't even want to make breakfast. So instead, I stepped outside. It was early, the sun was soft, not harsh, the birds were chirping, and the air had that clean stillness to it. I sat on the porch steps, barefoot, with my coffee, and for 10 minutes, I did nothing but sit in the sun. I didn't scroll, I didn't think, I just breathed, and something shifted, not dramatically, but enough to notice that my shoulders dropped, my thoughts slowed, and for the first time in weeks, I felt grounded. That became my morning ritual, and the more I stuck with it, the more I realized something powerful was happening, not just to my body, but to my soul. 1. My mood stabilized. Naturally within the first 2 weeks, I noticed I wasn't snapping as much. I wasn't weepy for no reason. That tight ball of tension that lived in my chest most mornings, gone. Why? Morning sunlight triggers serotonin, the feel-good hormone, especially in those early golden hours. It's nature's own antidepressant, and it's gentle. I didn't need extra supplements or stimulants. I just needed to be reminded that my body still knew how to feel joy. It just needed the right invitation. 2. I slept like I was 30 again. This one truly shocked me. After about 3 weeks of consistent sunlight in the morning, I began sleeping deeper, with fewer interruptions, fewer midnight awakenings, and less tossing. The reason? Melatonin. That same sunlight that boosts serotonin in the morning also resets your internal clock, helping your body know when to wind down later. It regulates the circadian rhythm, naturally. No more melatonin pills, just light when I woke, and darkness when I slept. It was so simple, so forgotten. 3. My inflammation quieted down. This was unexpected. The chronic aches in my knees and hands, the ones I assumed were just arthritis, began to ease, not disappear, but soften. Turns out, vitamin D plays a major role in reducing systemic inflammation, and most of us, especially seniors, are severely deficient. No, 10 minutes of sun didn't cure me, but it began to rebuild a balance, one my body had been starving for. I could walk more easily, I moved without wincing, and that changed everything. 4. My spiritual connection deepened. You may not expect this one, but it's real. Those 10 minutes in the sun, they became sacred. I found myself praying again, not in a formal recited way, but as whispers, as heart speak, watching the sun rise, feeling it on my face, barefoot in the grass. It reminded me I was still part of something bigger. Aging can feel like shrinking, like you're being pulled inward, away from the world, but the sun pulled me outward again. It said, you're still here, still alive, still light. 5. I became present again. This might be the greatest gift. Those few quiet minutes became my reset button. Before news, before emails, before errands, I was still, and in that stillness, I rediscovered presence. I began noticing the colors in the sky again, the bird songs, the breeze, and later, I noticed more things throughout the day. My meals tasted better, conversations became more mindful, and I stopped rushing through everything. It wasn't about the sun really, it was about what the sun reminded me to do. Slow down, breathe, receive. Looking back now, I think I was grieving, not for a person, but for myself. The younger me who was always rushing, proving, fixing. She had faded, and what replaced her was someone tired, and unsure how to live without a list of things to do. But those 10 minutes, they gave me permission to simply exist, to just be. At first it felt strange, like I was wasting time. But then I remembered, peace doesn't come from doing more. It comes from being more present, more grateful, more grounded. The sun reminded me of that. Every morning it showed up, without asking for attention, praise, or effort. Just like the parts of ourselves we forget, our wisdom, our gentleness, our joy, they're still there, waiting for light. If you're watching this and thinking, well, that sounds lovely, but my mornings are too busy, or I'm not really an outdoor person, or even, is 10 minutes really enough? Let me say this, yes, it's enough, and no, it's not too late. You don't need to hike a mountain, you don't need a yoga mat, or a journal, or a sunrise retreat. You just need a moment, a chair on your porch, a patch of light near your window, bare feet in the grass, eyes closed, heart open. The sun is free, and so is your right to start again, even if it's just for 10 minutes. If this spoke to you, if you're ready to reclaim your mornings, and maybe even your peace, try it. Just 10 minutes of morning light, then come back and tell me what changed. Comment below. I read every single one, and if this helped you, please give it a like, or share it with someone who needs to feel the sun again. Don't forget to subscribe for more gentle wisdom, wellness tips, and stories from the second half of life. You deserve peace, you deserve joy, and it might just start with a little light.